fellow's had his share of troubles this year, reserve grade coach for Manly. And the Manly reserve grades team yet to win a game.
Maxi Krillage, the man that captained the Invincibles in 1982. Now, it's being taken upfield by Durham. O'Connor is in there for the tackle. So too was Chris White. Gonzalez. Going into dummy half now will be Bartram. Equally at home in the lock forward or second row position as well. Scott Freestone. Nella is dummy half. They work on the blind side with Simpkins. And he takes it about 11 metres inside Manly's end of the ground.
Manly just seem to be a bit flat to me. They're not really up there tonight.
Powell, Bagnall, Lewis, turns his back. Terrific tackle on Brett Horsfall. They've unloaded the ball again. Bagnall, clean pair of heels back from McCarthy. Through the dummy to Gonzalez. Gonzalez came back infield. Bartram on the final tackle. Watch for Lewis. Lewis will put it high. Ridge took him out late. And beautifully taken by David Ronson.
Ronson did well there. He really had to sacrifice. He had to go up and keep his eye on the ball. He was under plenty of pressure. Lewis had put the high ball up. The Gold Coast just not able to go on with it, but they've got Manly on the back foot.
Ronson and O'Connor have partnered each other on 7 other occasions this year in first grade. 6 of those matches in a row they won. And then they were defeated in the match against Penrith. They got a hiding, and Ronson slipped out of first grade. But he's back in here tonight, and that's him taking it up to the quarter line. And his centre partner O'Connor will go to dummy half. O'Connor on the blind side, driving it downfield for McCarthy. Kicking on tackle number 4, Manly. And McCarthy returns the ball up over halfway. Lewis, a dummy half. Long pass for Bagnall. Turning it back for Gonzalez. Straight to the line of the defence of Tooby. Put to the ground. And, of course, Bagnall on the side for the injured Paul Shaw, who would have had an opportunity of playing against his old teammates. That honour may come Chris Close's way a little later on. He's on the reserve bench tonight. Close, of course, playing over 100 first grade games with the Manly side before coming to join the coast. So Durham will go to dummy half. Bagnall calling for the switch on the blind, not read by Durham. Got the pass back into Bartram. He's quick, this young fellow. Is he what? That's a terrific try. It came from nothing, and he's put the coast in front.
What a great dash that one from Wayne Bartram. Brilliant acceleration. I just think he caught everyone unawares, particularly Matthew Ridge. Let's have a look at it. A little bit of hesitation out of the dummy half position. The ball gets popped back. Standing start. Bartram shot out of a gun. Matthew Ridge caught unawares. Straight up the middle, under the sticks. Perfect start for the Gold Coast. Just what they were looking for after they looked reasonably good early. There's the standing up in the tackle. Good effort from Durham. Straight to Bartram. A busy forward pack, this one from the Gold Coast. They've sacrificed a bit of size for mobility, and this bloke's got plenty of that.
Wayne Bartram, his second try of the season. He scored as an interchange player earlier this year. And it's only his 5th start. As I mentioned, he's played in the lock forward, hooker and second row position. Graham Lowe looking on quite anxiously, because that isn't the start that Manly wanted here tonight at the Seagulls Stadium.
Well, he might be anxious for it. I don't think they're really ready to play this game of football. Maybe that'll sting them into a bit of action.
McCarthy, can he make it 6-0? He can. And the Coast have started very brightly indeed.
They came out against the Broncos last week.
Far from it, Bill, and I'd hazard a guess that this is the first time this season we've actually seen the Gold Coast score the first try in the match. We've often seen them well behind and then play some of their best football. They've got an opportunity here with their noses in front to go on with the job. And we see here a penalty actually coming from the play the ball movement. Penalty, I don't think, there's Hoskins there pushing after the referee had suggested the play the ball had been affected. Hoskins going on with it. Penalty to the Gold Coast. Manly, sorry Bill, Manly's away record this season has not been that good. Look at it, they only won 3 from 7.
So Lewis finds touch, 10 metres short of the halfway mark. Dixon to a couple of metres short of the halfway now. Bartram, gee, showed some toe on that occasion there. I think Matthew Ridge got the biggest fright he's had for a while.
He sure did, because he came through
Here
a
he
very
goes
small
again.
gap. He's gone.
He's on the way again, straight up the centre, found the gap and the speed. He's straight through, pulled up about 30 metres out, but loses. He got up to play it.
Well, that's a tragedy, that, because Bartram had them shot to pieces. That run there puts all the defence going backwards, as you see Manly trying to get back into position, and they were in huge trouble out here. And was there a hand of Jeff Tuvey in there to cause Bartram to lose it?
No, I think he sort of just came off his knee there, and then he lost it. So this is Lyons. Lewis chases him and does the job on him.
Well, he found a little bit extra there, I think.
And he's not getting out of the road either, McCliff. You want to play it, you get around me. That's Chris White from the play the ball. Simpkins came in underneath. Bagnall with the shoulder charge, or rather Nella with the shoulder charge. So Hosking with it.
And while Bartram's got that great ability to dart out of dummy half, keep your eye on this David O'Donnell, Bill. He's much the same sort of player.
So now the penalty coming up to Manly.
Yes, Gold Coast infringing into that 5-metre area. There's an opportunity now for Manly to go on the attack, something we haven't seen so far in the match.
So that'll be Ridge, the man, to get this one down as far as he can in the Gold Coast territory, and he succeeded. He brings it up to just about on the quarter line. And so it's a chance for Manly to put on, for the first time tonight, a bit of pressure. So let's see what they can do with it. As O'Donnell comes into the dummy half spot, he'll work it down that blind side. He doubles around nicely. Now they keep it going back the other way as Nabel ends up with it. So from the play the ball, back over to Lyons, onto O'Connor. O'Connor outside of Ronson, but coming in from the wing is Gonzalez. Through the legs of Ridge and the play the ball. Ooh, just slipped under a little bit of action from Freestone. Hosking. Pass going out then to Bourne. From the play the ball, O'Donnell is the dummy half. Back to Lyons. Final tackle. Lyons caught with it. Looking for someone. Finds Hosking. He's out of one tackle. Now gets it away to Tuvey, but the little bloke's knocked over 10 metres out.
Well, I thought that was the final tackle, Bill. It's only coming up now.
And the pressure goes. O'Connor, he's through. That's the try they're after.
That's the class of Manly. Right on that 5th tackle. They elected to run it after they plunged up the middle of the ruck. They play the ball by Hosking. An opportunity out wide. O'Connor put into a gap nicely. Let's have a look at it. Cliff Lyons, what he does best, fades marginally, draws one in. Simpkins. Simpkins had no need to come in. It'll be interesting to see from the head on. There, Simpkins getting back with the headgear. Just went in there for a moment. His man was the outside man, and Michael O'Connor slips through the gap and makes it 6-4 with the kick to come.
Lyons drew it perfectly here and just put O'Connor through the gap, and then it was just shut the gate. Too much pace. Class act, Lyons and O'Connor together. And Michael O'Connor goes in for try number 7 for the 1991 season.
So there's Matthew Ridge. On the way in. There it goes. And it's another 2 points on the board. So Manly level it up at 6 points all here at Seagulls Stadium.
And with me, the coach of the Seagulls reserve grade side, Graham Eady. And Graham, another win by the boys tonight. Well and truly in the 5 now.
Yes, Durko, we're up there now, sitting on, well, 3rd after tonight with North and West to play tomorrow. If North get rolled, we're sitting in 3rd spot.
And an announcement last week that next year, if Wally Lewis does play, you'll be his assistant coach. You must be pretty happy about that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's, you know, it's be good to be working with him, and you know, if he runs on the field, well, he's going to need some eyes out here, and you know, we'll be out here trying to get this club going.
And Graham, I suppose some mixed feelings for you tonight. 13 years you had with a great Manly club. Do you feel that when you go in combat against them?
Well, you know, there's a bit of mixed feeling, yes, but you know, I've got a job here, and this is where I am now, and you know, I've made my home here, so we're, as I say, mixed feelings, but I'm edging a little bit to the Gold Coast.
Mate, congratulations. You've got a job here. You're doing it well. All the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, he did it pretty well when he was with Manly too, Graham Eady, their leading point scorer in club history. Fabulous player in his day, as the ball now taken up by David Hosking. Rejuvenated since coming across from South Sydney a couple of seasons ago. Now it's taken up by Jones. Played nearly all the matches in 1st grade last year, Jones, but he struggled some in his spot in the top grade this year. The clash of the 12, Freestone and also White, unloaded for Bourne, trying to get the arm free, but Nella wraps him up, ball and all. Manly looking dangerous. O'Donnell a dummy half, the numbers are to the right. They go left, Lyons ghosting across field, gave it to O'Connor. Ridge left it behind him. And it beats Hancock over that far touchline.
You don't often see Manly make a mess of something like that. They created the extra man on that left-hand side of the field, couldn't exploit it. The Gold Coast very busy in defence there, but it was a second penalty for inside the 5 that allowed Manly to get deep on attack. 17
minutes of play gone in this first half here at the Seagulls Stadium. The match is all tied up at 6 apiece. Ross coming in from the wing. Manly have had the greatest share of possession in this first half. Now Simpkins worked so hard in defence so far. Now Bartram. Bagnall begins to chase downfield as Lewis just lops it over the top on the third tackle, driving Hancock back.
I don't think Wally Lewis wanted that as he shakes his head. He just seemed to flick the ball in his hands before he kicked that. Just a couple of moments before that, he took the ball initially from the pass and wasn't happy with how he was holding it and tried to reposition it and never got it right.
He's telling Ross to move up on that straight line of defence. The ball goes back, picked up by Ridge. And that's good defence by McCarthy. One-on-one there with Ridge, his opposite number. Now there's no fullback, but McCarthy retreats very quickly as White takes it up midway between the half and the quarter line at Manly's end of the ground. They fought back the Sea Eagles after getting that early setback when Bartram streeted away for a great try. McCarthy converted it. They were down 6-0, and then O'Connor and Ridge combined to bring it back on level terms. Now Lyons running across field again. The straight runner is Tooby, but he's been picked off on a great tackle. Coming in from Freestone. O'Donnell giving it to White on the blind side and takes it beyond halfway. It's the final tackle now for Manly Warringah. It'll go on the blind side for Lyons. A little kick over the top, but it's been knocked forward by Hancock.
Out on the full, as signalled by the touch judge. Manly electing to use that short blind there. Lyons just couldn't control the kick. It'll be a changeover.
So the changeover of possession, a little tied up as we fast approach the halfway mark of the first half.
Second ball on the field, but not any longer.
Nella, Lewis, Durham. 10 metres short of halfway. It's a Gold Coast end of the ground. Freestone, pass out the back door for Dixon. Thrown to the ground and the ball goes forward. It's a Manly ball. So not securing possession, Paul Dixon. A couple of occasions he's thrown a scrappy pass. Now Lyons, moving it for Tooby. O'Connor, brushed out of 1, out of 2, back for Lyons. Supporters there. Hancock's come from the other wing. He's got Stokes on his outside. He got through the tackle, but Gonzalez wrestled him to the ground. Freestone was the Gold Coast player who fell off the tackle. Now Bourne is the first receiver. Gets to Durham and goes through him. He's a metre short of the quarter line. It's O'Donnell with the dummy half roll at the moment. Giving it across, but the penalty, the Gold Coast up inside the 5.
Wally Lewis is going to question referee Tony Kelly here because that's the third occasion the Gold Coast have been found inside the 5 metres. Wally Lewis asking Tony Kelly just exactly what he wants. Kelly doing plenty of talking. It can't be that difficult. But I would think Lewis suggesting that there's 2 teams playing this game. And there's, oops, he might have suggested a little bit more than that. Kelly suggesting now if he hears one more word, we won't hear too much more from Lewis tonight.
Last 3 penalties have been for offside, and Billy a chance for Matthew Ridge.
Keith G is on the field for the Gold Coast for Scott Freestone. Matthew, he's missed one. Well, he doesn't get his 50th.
That's his first miss in his last 12 kicks, Bill.
Well, I think he better pull his socks up. PG has been out for some time, hasn't he, on suspension?
He came back on the interchange last week against Western Suburbs, but yeah, he had a few weeks out.
That's Frank Stokes taking it up now. Midway between the quarter and halfway, still down in Manly territory. Willing to back that one in for all money. Len Bourne. Hoskin. No chance of unloading. There's 3 players draped around him at that stage.
Tackled reasonably well, the Gold Coast. They've shown quite a degree of intensity in tonight's match.
With Lyons, now to Tooby. He cuts back the other way. Look at the little fella go up over halfway, but is going to be pulled down over there. But he's got a bit of pace. This whole back line has, as a matter of fact. There's plenty of razzle-dazzle out there. Here's a little bit more of it with Michael O'Connor. Right over the top. It'll be taken by Hancock. Hancock down that touchline, kicks ahead, but it goes straight in the hands of McCarthy.
Well done there by the fullback, Troy McCarthy, just coming across on the inside. Hancock really telegraphed the kick long before he got boot to ball. He was indicating he was going to put the kick in. But once again, Cliff Lyons is the instigator of a lot of the plays. It was Tuvey back on the inside of Lyons with a big breakdown field, and then Michael O'Connor back on the inside of Cliff Lyons to create the opportunity on the far side for Hancock.
So Miller juggles it, but just holds it. Much to the relief of the crowd here at Seagulls Stadium. Final tackle. Lewis sends it across to McCarthy. It's going to be charged down. And yes, it was knocked on there by Bourne, so it'll be Gold Coast getting it back.
They got out of jail there, Bill. They took an eternity. Bourne there just couldn't get a hold of it. Gonzalez gets back to grab it. Lewis was trapped initially, couldn't get the kick in, and then finally got it to McCarthy, who seemed to take an age as well.
So coming up as dummy half this time is Bartram. To G. Breaks out of the first tackle. Actually wrapped up by Nabel. And Hosking combining. Bagnall. Miller standing wide. Goal Powell. So now to Bagnall. Dummies. Almost through, but just tapped there, but he keeps the pass alive. G over the top to Lewis. On it comes again to McCarthy. McCarthy dummy straight ahead. Ronson and Ridge combined. Ridge eventually finishing off the tackle. Final tackle here is Horsnell back to Lewis. Lewis with a kick that will in turn be scooped up by Manly. And David Ronson will play it. Crossfielder Stokes. Coming half waiting for it is O'Donnell. 6-all at the moment here at Seagulls Stadium. So to Hosking again, whose work rate's been very strong.
What it has, he doesn't look like he's very fit, but he's certainly he's prepared to cart the ball up, and that's his job.
10 metres inside Seagulls end of the ground on the final tackle. It's Lyons electing to run, and then finally the little chip kick. Pressure put on Ross, but he did it well. Lyons came in to finish him off with a tackle. Now, Manly's defence is so far up it's not funny. And West has not acted at all. Now, Tony Kelly, I should say, the referee, they are creeping up well inside the 5. And that's making it very difficult for the Gold Coast to get outside their quarter. Now G. Bagnall, Lewis, through the dummy, gave it to McCarthy, back for Lewis. The pass has gone forward, and it's dived on by Tuvey. Bagnall came in over the top, and Tuvey resented it and had a bit of a swipe.
Bagnall there interfering in the play. The ball, there's Tuvey getting that ball after Lewis had tried to get the ball up and over the top. Bagnall was not going to allow Tuvey to get up quickly to play it. The ball comes free.
Well, he
Bagnall
didn't have a swap. He was ready to.
He certainly was covered up. He wouldn't back him to miss 2 in a row.
This is his more favoured side of the field for the around-the-corner style kicker, Matthew Ridge. Will this be goal number 50 for the season? He's got it. Matthew Ridge puts Manly in the lead by 8 points to 6. The player whose form, I think, has improved markedly in the last 7 or 8 weeks, David, is the prop forward Keith Neller. His work rate has certainly improved in the last couple of weeks when we're down here.
Yeah, he's been plagued by injury really for most of the time he's been involved with the Gold Coast, and your form can only be directly related to the amount of games you play, and Neller is enjoying regular matches.
Well, he and Paul Dixon have played, in fact, the last 8 games together, and they're starting to really work some teamwork together there in that front row. Bartram, of course, the new addition to the front row tonight. We've already seen his wares. He scored a splendid try in the first half early in the game.
Well, if I was Malcolm Cliff, though, I'd be looking at Chris Close now, a real impact player now, Close, and with around about 10 minutes or so to go up to half-time, be an ideal opportunity.
Final tackle, it is for Ridge. The long kick downfield. The chase is on with O'Connor, Tuvey and Hancock. It's been touched by Ross. He knocked it back. And he's taken in the tackle of Hancock. O'Connor came over the top to finish him off. Skirting the blind side is McCarthy. And those same two defenders move in to stop his progress. Bagnall. Solid defence. G. Driven back by Bourne. Bagnall ducked under the tackle, got it up over halfway, right in the centre of the ground, and a penalty.
Holding down in the play the ball. Bagnall wanting to get up quickly to keep the flow of play going. It's a good little run this by Bagnall. Got to the halfway line, not allowed then to get to his feet. He was pushed over as he tried to play the ball quickly. Lewis to look for touch.
From about a metre inside Manly's end of the ground. The penalties favouring Manly by 5-3. Bartram with the tap restart. Ross comes in from the right wing. He gets it to at about 1 metre short of the quarter line. G was cut out and came to Durham. Met his opposite number in John Jones, wrapped up 15 metres short of the try line. They work on the crisscross and Manly caught inside the 5 and right in front of the posts.
Plenty of encouragement here from the crowd. Really, the Gold Coast had built up quite a head of steam there with those three particular plays. They were looking good. Quite a good crowd here tonight. And we could well see that McCarthy could square the match up. There's been 9 penalties in the match so far. 6 of them have been for offside.
And this one from right in front for Troy McCarthy. He missed his first one, then converted the Bartram try. And this one only about 9 metres out. It's a great setting here at the Seagulls Stadium, particularly on a night like this. It's a beautiful night on the coast. And as David mentioned, quite a good crowd here tonight. And they've enjoyed so far 30 minutes of action-packed football. And we've got a game that's all tied up here in round 17 of the Winfield Cup. And so after the end of the first 40 minutes, round 17 of the Winfield Cup from the Seagulls Stadium sees the Gold Coast 8, Manly 8.
That is off the absolute top shelf. Touching a beauty. Ready to rumble here.
When I heard that LMI Group had given Budget Direct's car and home and contents claim service a 5-star rating, that's when I knew they'd solved it. That is an excellent service. It's time you switch to Budget Direct.
Why just make do when you can make awesome? Get your rate at society1.com.au.
Step One has got you covered. They've put these Ultra Glide panels between the legs. They glide when you walk. Love them or they're free. You can buy them online at step1.life. Step One, get some.
Hungry Jack's Tropical Whopper's back with juicy pineapple, double bacon, and smoky barbecue sauce. Or fall in love with the new Tropical Jack's fried chicken. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Today at IGA, there's a 1 in 50 million chance that you'll see your doppelganger. Or a 1 in 10 million chance you'll meet the one. But there's a 1 in 5 chance you'll win a prize. With IGA Shop Scratch Win, millions of prizes available.
And while you're there, get Mars Fun Size Park selected varieties $2.50 each, half price. And Optimum Dry Dog Food selected varieties $13 each.
There's a place where winners are grinners, your local IGA.
For thousands of years, we've celebrated our culture. Now we come together to share them with pride. It's thousands of years of real, which makes this one day so unreal. NRL, Harvey Norman All-Stars, unreal.
The Gold Coast started very confidently. Manly were a bit flat, but rest assured I would think that Graham Lowe has done one of his better half-time talks. He's got a bit of a habit of really letting his players know exactly how he feels about their performances. He could not be happy at all with the way Manly have played in the first half, and I think they'll come out with a lot more intensity in the second. The Gold Coast will want to be ready to answer that and give a bit of their own back.
Okay, so it's Manly now attempting to take it up via John Jones. Over this time to Bourne. Hosking. And another big run from this big fellow. Gets it up to just over the halfway mark. So on the final tackle, back there to Matthew Ridge. Giving McCarthy a bit of running down there. Fair bit of defence in front of him. Headed off by Tuvey and Ronson. And while we're talking about half-time and what's happened there, we might take it down to Tony Durkin. What's the story from the dressing rooms?
Well, the Seagulls coach Malcolm Cliff, naturally Bill, was very, very pleased with the enthusiasm of his side, and he wants them to go on with it, and he's confident they can do it. He wants the forwards running wider in the rucks. He wants them coming off Wally Lewis, of course, the 5'8", so that's running at the likes of Tuvey and Lyons. And in defence, he wants the Seagulls to watch that pass coming back inside. With me, the injured New Zealand and Kiwi winger Tony Iro. And Tony, what did Graham have to say to your fellas?
Well, basically, he was a little disappointed in their kicking game. He thought they were putting a lot of pressure on themselves. Also, he wanted the forwards hitting the advantage line a lot more. He thought, they were hanging back a bit, especially the two props. Basically, just play the football in Gold Coast half and leave the football down there.
You've had that knee, that right knee reconstructed during the season. Is that it for you this year?
Well, I'm just on a 10-week course now, trying to get back. My physio's organised a program for me, and I'll be doing my best to get back on the field for sure.
You made a great win by the Kiwis in New Zealand that first test.
Yeah, it was. We'll give them a lot of confidence for the rest of the series, but one game isn't the series, and if they don't win another one, it won't mean anything.
Tony, thanks for your time. Hope to see you back before the season's over.
Thanks very much.
So now it's the Gold Coast in possession, right on the quarter line. Running in his dummy half is Bartram. Turns it away to Keith Miller, who has been one of their workers in the first half. And Simpkins goes the other way to put a bit of pressure on. Gets the pass outside then to Durham. Bartram again to Lewis. The long one to Bagnall outside to Horsnell. Horsnell unloaded but couldn't be held. Almost held there by Powell.
Very awkward position there. Brett Horsnell found himself in. He realised his support was clear, but he almost had to flick the ball over his forearm to get it up high enough. Just couldn't control it.
In by Tuvey. Crossfield finds Cliff Lyons up there, but Powell threw very quickly on top of him. Wrapped him up very smartly on several occasions here tonight.
One of the stats in the first half, Bill, that's important, and that is the Gold Coast have had to do that little bit of extra work in the first half. Manly are a great attacking side, and they've only had to do 98 tackles. Nabel and Hosking doing their part, Nella and Bartram for the Gold Coast.
Here's Tony Durkin once again down there on the touchline.
Well, young Nabel, the lock forward, Bill, it's his debut or run-on debut for Manly tonight. He's the son of the club official Dave Nabel, and also has a brother Matt playing in the reserve grade side, so a Nabel family for Manly.
Well, thank you, Tony. I'm glad we did that. So it's Mark Ross with the ball now. Nabel coming through his Powell. 10 metres inside Manly territory. 8 points all the score here at Seagulls Stadium. Bagnall to Lewis. He doubles around and loses it.
Well, no excuses there other than the two look daggers, one another, Lewis and Bagnall. A little bit of friction here, I think. There's the drop ball. Obviously a breakdown in communication. Jeff Bagnall not realising Lewis was going to release.
So now it'll be Tuvey defeat once again.
Referee there telling the players to stay in line with the touch judge on this near side. He signalled that 5 metres at the base of the scrum.
Lions getting it outside this time, and away goes Ronson. Ronson's coming up to the quarter line. He's getting away from McCarthy. He'll have the toe and he'll make it. And Ronson in for the first Manly try of the second half.
That's the deadly nature of the Manly Ringer side. From the scrum, the pace to go on with the job. Dave Ronson, certainly plenty of pace. And all he had to do was the running. Manly, after Gold Coast, were insistent to get back that 5 metres. Cliff Line standing wide of the scrum. Straight running there by Ronson. Horsnell really should have read it better. McCarthy was up in the defensive line, like most fullbacks do these days at the base of the scrum. And I agree with it. You have to be up there. McCarthy really didn't have any chance to get to David Ronson. Manly show just how good they are. Interesting ploy this. O'Connor at 5'8", Lions to do the plays out wide. McCarthy can't quite get to him. Should have been able to make the tackle there. Ronson scoots away. Plenty of pace. Manly have got the try they were looking for just after half-time.
Well, they actually sucked them in totally there, David, because they drew Powell across to this side of the field with O'Connor, and then O'Connor hit it to the open side again. It was clever play. It was a set move. Lewis was aware they had a problem and tried to marshal it, but it was all too late.
The extra 2-pointers. 2 from 3 so far. Make it 3 from 4. And the Manly team have a lead of 14 points to 8 now.
And just a telling blow 5 minutes into this first half that the Seagulls didn't want. But the end on will probably show you. Saw O'Connor drift across, and where is Powell? He's on the right-hand side of the field, and the straight runner was Ronson. Once he got through the gap, there was no stopping him, and he races in his 7th try of the season. It's his first game back in the top grade for 4 weeks, and he has been rewarded. So Manly, 14 points to 8. Nella wrapped up O'Donnell, ball and all. And Simpkins tackled Jones on suspicion. Good solid defence. This could be the fight back for the Coast. The ball was jolted loose. Now they move it. Bartram out of dummy half. They're all offside, Manly, and has to be penalised.
Penalty here going to the Gold Coast. I think they should take the 2 points, even though they're 6 behind. 2 points will get them well back into the match. Opportunity now to, there's Wally Lewis signalling for the, toward the goalposts, and Troy McCarthy at about 10 metres to the left-hand side of the uprights. McCarthy 2 from 3 so far.
20 metres out, just to the left of the uprights. The crowd will tell you whether it's straight or not. He's missed it. Well, that would have been a very, very handy 2 points.
Yeah, McCarthy there really should have knocked that one over. Just lost it to the right.
So there's the little man himself getting the pass outside.
Tell you what, Simpkins hit him with a good tackle too.
And he's got a bit of trouble with his leg at the moment. He's still down on the ground, but he's a tough little customer for the size of him.
I think pound for pound, Bill, probably one of the toughest in the game.
He's only missed 1 game in the last 40, Bill, and that was against Penrith in round 18 of last season, so he's a pretty durable little fellow as well.
Well, that's the surprising part about it, but he's tough. Dummy half waiting for it is O'Donnell. He in turn gets it away to Bourne. He had a little bit of trouble handling there for a bit. Now to Tooby. That leg's recovered rather quickly. And he's only a couple of metres short of the halfway mark. To Matthew Ridge. Have a look at that for a kick. That's a boomer. Eventually McCarthy takes it a couple of metres away from his own line. It's the value of a man such as this.
Yeah, he's been a great buy. Graham Lowe, of course, Kiwi himself, and has scouted very well. Matthew Ridge has been an outstanding buy. There were some sceptics initially thought that he would not handle the transition, but he's certainly done extremely well.
So now it's Ross cutting his way through. But as he changed direction, did fall over. Now he's going to have a look at Tooby. There's blood coming from Tooby's mouth.
All he's checking there, Bill, is whether it's profusely bleeding, because it's the referee's job to decide whether a player should go to the blood bin.
Well, that was not the occasion this time. Final tackle now, as Keith Miller comes in as dummy half. To Lewis. Kick downtown. away from Matthew Ridge and bouncing even further, but now comes up nicely for him. Powell, the man coming in with the tackle. Freestone coming on for Durham in the Gold Coast lineup. They keep it alive. That's Hancock in there looking for a little bit of work, and he got away from G. Dummy half is O'Donnell. And his lead at the moment is 14-8. Gold Coast pretty much sticking to their task here tonight. Lyons, Tooby. The final tackle coming up as Ronson slowly to his feet to play it. Hurt in that tackle, all right. The kick through by Matthew Ridge. McCarthy's back there. He will take it straight ahead and wrapped up in the tackle of Ridge.
And Lyons coming in over the top. We have an injured player in the back play as David Ronson. Now Lewis, that long pass across field. That's a good run that time by Gonzalez. As we see Ronson in a fair bit of trouble in back play. Dixon working it hard towards halfway. Lewis. Bagnall unloaded it well. McCarthy wrapped up by Lyons. Bartram, Bagnall. That's Lewis. Turn it back on the inside for Simpkins. Back it goes for Bagnall. The gap opened up. Bagnall's wrong foot of the defence. Did very well to take it to the quarter line. It's the last tackle. It goes across for Lewis again. The little kick over the top rolls end on end. But uncharacteristically for a Lewis kick in general play, it goes dead in goal.
Well, Lewis's kicking has been off tonight. He really didn't weight that one at all too well. Just tried to drop it over the top, but it did roll on. But his kicking in general play has not been up to his normal standard.
It's 14 points to 8 in favour of Manly. Back here at the Seagulls Stadium, 16 and a half minutes of play gone in the second half. And Manly, after being locked up at 8 all at half time, through a try by David Ronson against the run of play and the conversion by Matthew Ridge, have opened up a 14-8 lead, and another error by Cliff Lyons.
But at the same time as
Cliff Lyons not expecting that one, knocks it forward. Gold Coast on the attack.
Bagnall back for McCarthy.
Just as he touched
penalty.
Just as he touched the ball there, a couple of blokes in front of us had to sign up King Cliffy. It wasn't up for too long.
And Tony Durkin, a couple of changes coming up.
David Ronson coming off for Manly. He'll be replaced by Michael Peachy, who David captained the Broncos Colts in that very first season they played in the Sunshine Coast competition. And number 40, Big Chris Close, coming on for the Gold Coast, replacing Keith G.
And while we talk about Chris Close, one of his great mates, John Gorry, is in Brisbane Hospital at the moment in the spinal unit. And I know, John, that you are a great Gold Coast fan. And on behalf of Chris and his family and the 10 commentary team, we wish you a speedy recovery. And we hope that you're enjoying this coverage tonight here on 10. Now Bagnall slipping away on that blind side. Got the pass back. Here's a chance. It's a try to Gonzalez. He's come up with a gem. His fourth try of the season. But how important is this one?
It's important, Fordo, because it was made by the little halfback. If you keep working and looking for the ball and supporting your own players. Lewis, a little dummy on the outside. Now watch Bagnall. He's the one who does all the work. Throws that long pass out. McCarthy does it well. Bagnall looks for more work. Shrugs out of a tackle. Pops it back. And then Gonzalez brushes one. Rich can't get to him. Struggles forward. Oh, well, let's just have a close look at it. It is a double movement if you are held at the time that you make that second movement. One was Gonzalez held. Let's have a look at it. Bagnall does all the good work on the inside. Shrugs away from the tackle of Tuvey. He'll enjoy that. And then Gonzalez down the sideline. Was he held at the time that he makes the second movement? Just manages to work the way over. I'd give it a fair try. Let's have another look at it.
Yeah, here it goes. Gonzalez coming through. Now down he goes there. No one inside at that stage. Just as he started to move again, the player arrived on the scene.
I think a fair try, Bill. He was entitled to move at that stage, and I think the big fellow Jones ended up on top of him while he was in the action of reaching out for the try. Fair try for mine.
McCarthy with the ball placed. Tough attempt. He's just missed it to the right. So only 2 points separate these two sides.
Grant Dorey comes onto the field now for the Manly lineup and takes the place of Matt Nable, their lock forward.
He made his first grade debut against the Gold Coast in the early part of the season and scored a try on debut, Grant Dorey.
Well, there's Choppy close, fighting his way up towards the quarter line. So 2 points the difference. And this Manly side having to fight for the points here tonight. Away from dummy half again is Bartram. So Bagnall, gee, hasn't he been in everything tonight? Kick downfield by Lewis. Fourth tackle they've kicked on this occasion. Matthew Ridge. Got away from the tackle of Horsnell. Doesn't get away from the next one, though. Gonzalez came in to start the tackle off. Finished off by Horsnell.
Well, the difference between the Gold Coast side tonight and the side... Here's a referee coming in now for the forward pass, and rightly so. The difference in the Gold Coast side is they have not made as many silly mistakes as what we've seen so often this season. Literally, we've got 20 minutes to go. They've still got time to live up to their reputation, but there's the forward pass. Manly making the silly errors. A chance now for the Gold Coast perhaps to get right on the attack.
And the decision was helped a little bit by the crowd, I think, Billy, as well.
Well, most definitely. The referee, I don't think he thought about it until they started giving him a hard time. Here's Bagnall again. Who does he find this time? Troy McCarthy coming up the centre. Away he goes. Slips under Lyons' arm again. He's a genius at just ducking underneath them. So away from dummy half, Bartram to Lewis. In turn outside over there to Dixon. They're on the quarter line now. Here's Bartram scooting away. Bagnall again. Getting it back to McCarthy.
Had to be a penalty.
Tried his very best to get it.
Yes, he did do a lot of work on that one. 12th Night Theatre would have been very proud of that effort. So now to Lewis. He decides to put it up. That's a better kick. Here they come. Choppy close leading the way. Lewis jumping up. Ball bounces back behind them. It's going to be picked up by Freestone.
Oh, no. The referee's called that knocked on by Freestone. Lewis was the man who put the kick up, and he also was the man who was first to the ball, knocked it backwards. Freestone thought he'd caught it. Have a look at Lewis. Puts the ball up, races through to try and get first hand on it, and does, but knocks it backward. The ball alive at that stage. Let's have a look. Little knock there. Knocked forward there by Freestone. He made a mill, but there ultimately Manly with a chance after getting a penalty right in front to relieve a bit of pressure. Gold Coast were found in an offside position.
So now Toskin taking it up. 2 points the difference. O'Donnell. Back over there to Bourne. Sections of the crowd not terribly happy about that, but it was clearly a knock-on. Tooby getting it outside then to Jones. Close heavily involved in that tackle. Also involved in it was Dixon, and he's slow to get up. So too is Jones, I might add. So Manly almost to the halfway mark. Going to lose it on this occasion, bouncing across field. Lyons going out after it. He just kicks it away, and the referee to play the knock on.
Well, no urgency there shown by the Gold Coast. An opportunity to get onto that ball when the play was broken and go on the attack, but they were happy to take a scrum. Middley loose head and feed, but you must get onto the loose ball.
So waiting for Bagnall to feed now. Just inside Manly territory. Here goes the little fellow again. Cuts out Lewis, tries to slip through, but Lyons was away to him this time. So McCarthy to Simpkins. Trying to get away from Dury over there, but he can't. Freestone. Forced back a little bit in the tackle. So Lewis outside a Choppy close.
Dummy half would be handy.
Found one. Now penalty.
Pushing in to play the ball.
So at this stage, it's Manly with a 2-point lead, 14-12.
Welcome back to the Seagulls Stadium into the final 15 minutes of this round 17 clash of the Winfield Cup. And Lewis disgusted with himself on that attempt to drive the ball into touch. He only gained about 5 or 10 metres. He was looking for just a little more. Close pinched another 5 or 10. Bartram, the receiver is Nella, had to stop to get it. He lost a bit of the momentum going forward. Now vital. The next 15 minutes for Manly Warringah. Semi-final bound, but in the next weeks have Western Suburbs, Norths, Canberra, St George and Parramatta. It's not an easy run home for the Sea Eagles, and they can ill afford to drop this one here tonight. They lead by 2. Bagnall got the pass, but it went forward, and the referee will pack the scrum down.
A great opportunity there for the Gold Coast. Gone begging. Powell comes back shaking his head. The timing was not good. The opportunity was certainly there. Powell was into a gap, but Bagnall and Powell couldn't time it right.
The Manly side, minus Kevin Iro, Martin Bella, Des Hasler and Ian Roberts, all on test duty. And Dunford and Cunningham under suspension have done it a little tough here tonight. Sheer weight of possession there on by the Gold Coast in the second half hasn't made it easy, although it's Manly who broke that deadlock. 14 points to 12. Try apiece in the second half. Toothie. Wrapped up in the tackle of Robert Simpkins. And Simpkins slow to his feet. Jones. That should be 6 more, as signalled by the referee. That is Hoskins. Gets to the halfway line. Blindside is Bourne. Grab 5 or 6. Takes play inside the Gold Coast end of the ground. Hitting it on the blind side is White. Now it goes to Lyons. Tuvey. O'Connor. That beautiful step of O'Connor, but it was good defence in the end by the Gold Coast. It was Freestone who got him, and that's a penalty. That is dumb stuff, Chris Close.
Certainly is. It's a chance now for Ridge to rack up a couple more points. They'd done some good work. That was the 4th tackle. They'd kept Manly 35 metres away from the try line, and Chris Close totally overcooking that.
Wasn't even subtle, was it?
No. He's really one of the very, very best kickers.
And it's an unusual kicking style. Look at that ball, David. Forward, even though he's an around-the-corner style kicker, it's forward and flat on that mound.
Yes, and I've noticed there's a few that are starting to copy him too, so he's doing something right.
Well, the other Kiwi, Darryl Halligan's doing that, and he's the leading point scorer in the Winfield Cup in his debut season. Here's Ridge. No trouble with the distance. There's no trouble with the accuracy. 2 more points to the Sea Eagles. They lead the Seagulls by 16 points to 12. The crowd just announced, Tony Durkin.
1,593, and not one of them are left yet.
No, and this game could go right down to the wire. Only 4 points the difference. Look at O'Connor's step. He ran 25, 30 metres then and gained 1 and beat 5 tackles.
Yes, really, they're just searching for opportunities without really going forward.
28.5 minutes of play gone in the second half. Now, Lyons for O'Donnell. That's White. Blindside. O'Donnell looking for the pass, but he couldn't unload. Dixon was the man who wrapped him up. It'll go back now for Ridge. Under pressure from Bartram, but he's still got a spiralling punt kick in. McCarthy takes it just on his own goal line. He's confronted with 4 Manly Warringah defenders. So the kick, only as good as the chase. The chase on that occasion was excellent by Manly. So they've got the Gold Coast pinned down 10 metres outside their own goal line. Over the top, Lyons went underneath. 16th tackle for Cliff Lyons. Bartram. Close. Unloaded it, loose on the ground. And this is the final tackle. So they've done nothing to get outside their quarter in those 6. Lewis under pressure did very well and drives the ball over Matthew Ridge's head.
Yeah, that was a great kick by Lewis because they had, as David said, not made a great deal of ground at all after Ridge had kicked downfield. So he turned it around, and now they've got Stokes running all over the place. And eventually Powell comes in over the top to put him down. 17 tackles, Powell, in this match tonight. So Ridge to play it. Over there to Bourne. 14 or 16-12, Manly leading.
Gee, that's good defence.
Lewis coming in with a very strong tackle. Cutting his way through is O'Donnell. Hancock came in from the wing trying to get involved, but they couldn't do much with him when he got there. Final tackle now, back to Matthew Ridge. Another great kick by Ridge. This one is going to fine touch.
Certainly been a great buy, as we've said. Matthew Ridge, capable footballer and a brilliant kicker of the football.
So in by Bagnall. Well, I think it...
Almost in.
Almost. It's not going too far, I can tell you that, David.
There's plenty of discussions about scrums these days, Bill. I think the administrators have got it right. Let's just get one scrum, one result, get on with it. It still does allow an attacking platform, and for that matter, we saw a Manly score from that in the early minutes of the second half.
I notice a big bird down here on the field, though. I know we've got Seagulls and Seagulls out there, but I'm still going to shot at it. No idea what it is. There it is. You didn't open your wallet, did you?
You did say, Bill, it was going to be the night of the bird.
Battle of the birds, all right. Well, there's one. Did not hang around too long because the play's starting to head that way.
Connor again. 6 to go.
Tackle count to restart. So back to Lewis. On then to Bagnall. Bagnall broke out of another one, but couldn't get away from the next one. Eventually put down over there by Jones. Choppy close away from dummy half. Up over the halfway, still going.
That bird moved pretty quick, I can tell you.
There it goes, it's taking off now. Oh, the way it goes.
Close is in trouble.
So back this time to Lewis. Lewis in turn gets it on to Dixon. Long one to Bagnall. Then away to Powell. Back to Bagnall again. Final tackle. Dummy half waiting for it is Bartram. He's going to put it up in the air, not the best of them. It'll be a Manly ball.
Well, Bartram stepped out of the dummy half there and looked for his captain in Lewis, and Lewis was right over here on the right-hand side of the field. He was really needed as first receiver to put in a good kick.
That's Stokes with the ball. Lost it in the play of the ball. The referee's going to rule a knock on in there. So there it is. Manly leading by 16 to 12. So ready to restart, and I noticed is that Jeff Bagnall off the field in front of you down there, Tony?
Yes, Billy, he's worked so hard, the little bloke, tonight. He's come off with very, very bad cramp. He's been replaced by Paul Bishop, and also on big David King for Chris Close. And David King's dad, Johnny King, the former great St George winger, is here tonight to watch his young fella play.
So the Coast lose the ball back behind them, but regather.
Johnny's seen one win for his Sunday night at reserve grade. Well, this will be a bonus for Johnny King if David can help get the side up here tonight.
So back it goes to King. King put down about 30 metres out from the Manly line.
And the Gold Coast side on the attack. The long pass finds Lewis. The little one off the hip for Freestone. Back for Lewis. Lewis got it out the back door. It's been knocked on by the Gold Coast.
Knocked on both ways. Initially by the Gold Coast, I think, by the referee's signal. It was a good opportunity. Let's have a look. Knocked on.
Was it knocked on by Cliff Lyons first?
Yes, I think it was.
And that's the way the referee saw it as well. Bishop. Talking about sons of famous footballers. The son of the famous perky little English halfback, Tommy Bishop. And came on as an interchange player for Paul Shaw last week. had a stint with your old club in the United Kingdom, David.
Yes, he was at Warrington and quite successfully as well, played in the Challenge Cup, and he's decided that he now wants to further his career in Australia.
He had a short stint with Cronulla a few years ago with Mick Gregory. There's the run by Lewis. Inside the quarter. Bartram is the dummy half. We're into the final 10. Bishop puts it high. It's a great bomb. And Rich took it superbly. What a take from Matthew Ridge.
Under enormous pressure there, Matthew Ridge. He had to go up for the ball, realising those players were coming through. Bishop had put the ball up high, brought it down, pinpoint accuracy. The goalposts were always a bother to all but Matthew Ridge. Takes it beautifully. He's had a good game, kicked very, very well, and has done what has been required in defence and also in taking the high ball.
So we've got around about 8 minutes of play remaining here at the Seagulls Stadium. O'Donnell. Now, Jones is a little injured. In fact, we're into the final 5. Well, mathematics are a bit ordinary here tonight, David. So, yeah, around about 3 minutes of play remaining. 27 tackles, Keith Neller. There's the kick from Matthew Ridge. He's got it on the string tonight. On the third tackle, and that's McCarthy.
Well, Hancock's going to appeal along with Michael O'Connor to suggest that they were behind Matthew Ridge when the kick was put in, and therefore did not need to give McCarthy 10 metres. The referee, or the touch judge, agreed with him.
So it was 8-all at half-time. Such a vital game for Manly Warringah. As David Wright mentioned earlier, they'd only won 3 games out of 7 on the road this year. This is their 4th victory. And what a vital one it will be.
Well, we saw the Brisbane Broncos go down in the dying seconds to a 2-point loss in the Gold Coast. Repeat the dose for the Manly Seagulls tonight.
Well, if they're going to do it, time is ticking away. Around about less than 2 remaining. Lewis took the tackle, got the pass back infield for Neller. In turn, he's got the pass away for Horsfall. He's got tremendous pace, this young fellow, and strength as well. What a pass. This is the final tackle for the Gold Coast. Bishop's calling for it.
Lewis is right out on the right wing. He wants it across field.
And a solid tackle on Paul Bishop. Lewis was hovering on the kick, but it was beautifully taken in the end by Tuvey.
There it is again. Bishop, the high ball up. Certainly heavily taken there by Peachy.
And that could be the last throw of the dice for the Gold Coast. Hancock. Time just about up in round 17 of the Winfield Cup. But we must say, it's been an inspired performance in contrast to other performances by the Gold Coast here tonight. They've made Manly work for every bit of the 2 points. Vital 2 points for Graham Lowe. Final score, Manly 16, the Gold Coast 12.